Stadium here in Santa Clara, California. Today, after a crazy opening weekend, it's on to week 2, and we've got a good one here between the Seattle Seahawks and the San Francisco 49ers. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
Ready? Go!
Right out of the gates, here's Smith. He completes this to Walker. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down. Well, this defense for the Niners, terrific last week in the season-opening victory.
Yeah, they gave up 17 points, but that's what you would consider a goal for each and every defense, because if you give up 17 points a game all year long, you're thinking you're going to be a playoff team because you expect your offense to score more than that. That's what you're looking for. Room to improve, of course, but I'd have to say a very solid performance. But you've got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball, because they were in a second and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to third and manageable with that run.
Third play of this opening drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 3. Off of play action, here's Smith. And down he goes. The 49ers get there. And Nick Bosa so quick on the outside. He gets in there to bring him down. On 4th down, ready to punt, Michael Dixon. Back deep, Jakeem Grant. That's pulled in at the 32. We'll call that a 41-yard punt. The net a little greater, though, following a loss on the return. And the Niners will go on offense, 1st and 10. Now the rookie 4th-round pick. This is Dameon Pierce. And he'll scratch out only about a... The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Show 38. Smash, red.
They fake the handoff. Now Lance. That's caught downfield by Kittle. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A first down there on a pickup of 25. First and 10, it's Pierce. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. The Niners at 1-0 on the year following the win in Week 1, and they were able to get that road victory in the opener, and now they look to get to 2-0 in front of the home crowd.
And look, any road win in the NFL, that's huge. But when you do it Week 1, that gets you pointed in the right direction and sends notice to the rest of the league that you mean business.
He gets them a little over half of what they needed. Now they're looking at a 3rd and 5.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on 3rd down.
Lance now to throw. And able to haul it in is Kittle. And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line.
Normally on 3rd down and short yardage, you're thinking of throw to your tight end. It's just going to be a simple chain mover. But this time they let him roam down the field, And a nice dart picks up the first down and then some.
Pierce now up the middle, and he is going to lose yardage here. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. 5 yards on the carry there, and it leaves him with 3rd and about 6 yards to go.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
So it's 3rd and 6, and this will be the 8th play of the drive. Working from the gun, Lance. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
That's an excellent play by the defender. He diagnosed that one, closed quickly, and helped force the incompletion.
The kick by Gold is good, and the 49ers take a 3-0 lead. So an opening drive field goal maybe doesn't whip this crowd into a frenzy, but I think that they will take the early lead.
There's no doubt about it. They will always take the early lead, and maybe that celebration comes later if they play well and they can break things open. But right now, this is all about letting the offense just get settled in.
Here we go.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game, but I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice, but at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
That's complete to DK Metcalf. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Walker now on 1st and 10. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. So it's the big left tackle who gets tagged with a hold.
And sometimes you're actually executing the block well, and he starts to slip off of you, and instinctively you reach out and grab him. And when it's done like that, it's often seen by the official and called.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. Now Smith. And Walker has it. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48. Play action. It's Smith. Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And the Niners will have the football as this is taken up past the 30. Unfortunately for him, if last week was any indication, we knew a pick was coming at some point. Last week it was interception after interception, and here we go again.
We actually quit counting last week at a certain point because I thought I was going to run out of fingers, all right, because I'm not all that skilled as a mathematician. But you're right. It felt like a matter of time, and you got to think the guys on defense, they couldn't wait for this opportunity after what they saw on tape.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Now the number 8 rusher in the NFL last season, it's Elijah Mitchell. And he'll work this one up to about the 38. Just what you want on a 1st down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports.
Come on, set. Shot, 17. Set,
Now it's the fullback. This is Kyle Juszczyk. And very little room to maneuver. He'll get this down to about the 39. Just a gain of a yard there, and now it'll be 3rd down. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Pierce will try to pick it up. He's going to be a yard short. Needed 2, but only got 1. 4th down.
Well, they picked up a portion of it, but not all that they needed. Now that leads to a decision on 4th and 1. Let's see what they decide to do.
On 4th down, they'll try and run for it. And he's got the first down as he's up to the 45-yard line. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert. Working with the lead, trying to get to 2-0. Here's 1st and 10.
10 cycles. Needle blue.
And now they'll throw with Lance. This one caught by Kittle. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. A good pickup there of 20 yards. So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 36. On the quick handoff, it's Juszczyk. He'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6.
They've definitely established a rhythm on this drive, moving the ball quite well. And big man with football is an integral part of the whole thing.
On 2nd down, here's Pierce. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down. The offense on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. Going for it with Pierce. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. He'll get a dozen there, and it's a first down, 49ers.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
First man through, it's the fullback Juszczyk. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. They'll bring a receiver in motion right. On 2nd and 9, Lance gets this one to Juszczyk. And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Here we go.
They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down.
Red cycle. Ready?
Throwing his Lance on 3rd down. That is caught by the tight end Kittle. Touchdown, 49ers. A great effort there. His first touchdown here of the new campaign. And they're able to add on to their advantage. Gold able to tack on the extra point. And the lead grows to 10-0. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33. So holding will scratch off some of that return.
And I know fans get frustrated when they see penalties of this sort on kick returns, but it is difficult to do it right against these moving targets at full speed. Hard to do.
Up the middle, here's Walker. 1:57 to go in this first half on EA Sports.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
They'll fake it. Now Smith. Looking for Lockett, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jason Verrett. And the 49ers are going to take possession of the football. And they'll take possession already in the red zone and in a great spot to add points to the scoreboard.
And, Brandon, how many times have we seen a defense with a lot of field behind them get even more aggressive, right? They feel like they've got them not pinned down, but in a favorable spot for them, and they took advantage of it there, got a nice interception, and set up their offense in great shape.
And he'll get them inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. And Pierce gets it again on 2nd down. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. Damian Pierce, his 3rd rushing touchdown on the year. And the 49ers are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Gold with the extra point, and that makes our score 17-0. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he'll wind up getting a couple extra yards here for his trouble and bringing it out of the end zone as he's down at the 27. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
Throwing again on 2nd down, but this time it's incomplete.
But this defense is certainly organized and playing off of each other because the rush is providing pressure and the coverage is forcing incompletions and capitalizing on mistakes. When you get every level on defense hitting it once, you get first half scores just like this one.
And he'll be touched down here, but not before he does pick up the first. 1st and 10 here. You know, if they could just get 3 out of this, there's something about narrowing it to a 2-score game at half. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by the former first-rounder Jimmy Ward. And the Niners are going to take possession of the football. An unfortunate sequence there, trying to get points before intermission, but now the interception, and their opponents have a chance to possibly pad their lead.
Yeah, they had an opportunity there, and they weren't able to capitalize on it, and that's something that could come back and haunt them later. They're begging their defense now to keep them from scoring before the half ends.
Now San Francisco going to call their 2nd timeout, as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. And Pierce gets it again on 2nd down. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. And the 39-year-old veteran puts it right through, and that will do it for this first half. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll send you eastward to Orlando. Standing by with that EA Sports halftime report now is Jonathan Coachman. Take it away, Coach. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. It's the 49ers out in front, and they will get the football first as well as we are back and started in the second half. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. A run by Pierce begins the second half. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
You know, it's not just all athleticism from defensive linemen. Let's give them a little credit for their football intelligence as well. Read and react by them, understood the play call, and stacked it up and stuffed the run.
And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. 66 yards on the ground for him now as he's done that on 15 carries. This offense really looking polished these first couple of weeks. Here's 1st and 10. First down, here's Mitchell. He'll get this up to about the 44.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Pierce takes it straight ahead. And he'll get maybe a couple, if that, up to the 46.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
From the gun, it's Lance. Man open, that's Ray McLeod. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. He was held without a catch in the first half, but he's got one here, and he also picks up a first down. On play action, Lance. This will be caught at Samuel. Touchdown, 49ers. Deebo Samuel, 47 yards. As his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further. Gold able to tack on the extra point. And that stretches the lead all the way up to 27. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. The CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. That's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And, partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late. He's got a man, complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. Up the middle they run. It's Walker. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. Here's Minshew. That's into the hands of his tight end, Will Dissly. And he's brought down here just outside of the 20. Off play action, it's Minshew. That's going to be caught. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. Now Minshew. Quick hitch, complete. It's Walker. Touchdown, Seahawks. Kenneth Walker with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Seahawks are able to cut into that deficit. Extra point up and through by Myers. And the lead now down to 20. The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. Still operating with a comfortable lead despite the score a moment ago as they begin 1st and 10.
He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31.
Well, I think after that run, the defense is getting back in the huddle and looking at each other and maybe starting to question their confidence a bit. They gave up a significant run, 6 yards, and now you're saying to yourself, how do we stop them, and do I have enough confidence to make a play?
And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. Call that a loss of a yard, and things get a little more difficult here, 3rd and 5. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. In motion is Grant. Now Lance. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to. Here comes the 49ers punter now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the 3rd. Fair catch signaled for and taken just shy of the 30-yard line. 37 yards on the punt with no return. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Here's Walker to start the drive.
I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball.
Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Charvarius Ward. And the 49ers will take over possession here up at the 44.
Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores, but yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is the team that just threw that interception, they've got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over.
Right off the bat, it's a 1st down to start the drive, 12 yards. When he runs, he seems to do a nice job of knowing when to be patient and find the hole, and then when the hole is there, he goes quickly.
You're exactly right. He knows how to just take off, but you know what else? Brings a little thump with him, doesn't he?
He does.
He packs the boom at the end of the run and finishes it going forward. That's what you want to see out of your backs.
A pretty good-looking run there on 1st down. That'll go for 9 yards, just short of the line to gain. So both teams trade touchdowns, and the 3rd as we're through 3 quarters of play. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports.
Ready.
The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard.
Set.
And Pierce gets it again on 2nd down.
And he's got room. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10.
And even 100 yards rushing for him now, as he has been tremendous all day long.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. A shotgun handoff to Mitchell. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
Now 2nd and 9 from the 10.
Opposite. Green.
Hand off left side, Pierce. And across the chalk into the end zone. It's a 49er touchdown. Damian Pierce with his 2nd touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the 49ers are on their way to a 2-0 start. Gold with the extra point, and that stretches the lead all the way up to 27. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense.
Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers you would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
And into the end zone, a pick 6 for the 49er D as they score the touchdown. Now goal for the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense.
And you can sort of sense their dejection. That last pick 6 put the icing on the cake, so to speak, in what has been a rough go for them.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Looking to throw it. Minshew. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And incomplete on the deep ball.
I like the thought process there. They connected on a big play, and sometimes you find the defense vulnerable. So they went for the bigger shot, went for it all on that one. This time, they were ready for it.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Minshew sets to throw.
That's taken in by Eskridge, complete.
And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 31-yard line. They'll go play action here with Minshew. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And a great return as they're finally able to take him down.
But with this advantage, this defense knew that passes were coming, and they stayed in position, Charles, and picked one off here in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, what a way to cap things off, huh? Because I think this is part of the game within the game. They see the scoreboard, they see what they can accomplish, and they went for it.
116 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4.
And Pierce gets it again on 2nd down. And he'll manage only a couple here up to the 25.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And he's got the first as they'll bring him down at the 28-yard line. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. They go again with Pierce.
And he'll get 2 or 3 out of that one, as that is going to take us to the 2-minute warning.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair.
Check right. Blue check.
Hand off right side to Pierce.
A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
Not a ton of room available on that one, but he made use of what space was available and gained decent yardage.
Trouble 38. Five, 97. Ready?
Lance looking to throw on 3rd and 2.
A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Well, up big here in the fourth quarter, up really big. That pass and incompletion, I don't think they needed the completion, but Charles, this is an offense right now that they're just having fun. They're clicking on all cylinders.
Yeah, you're right. They didn't need a completion. They certainly don't need any more points, but they're not going to turn them down. They're going to continue to run what they have in their playbook, and they still want to run it efficiently.
A 45-yard punt for there on the return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD, but unfortunately,
and his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by the safety, Jaquiski Tart.
Well, they've got the huge lead now. They have another interception on the defensive side. Seems like everything they touch in this one, Charles, turns to gold.
And they have to be awfully happy right there to get what appears to be one more for the road and help seal away one of their best efforts of the season.
And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. That's good for 21 yards and a first down.
Check, pitch. Switch, yellow.
First down, they go right back to Pierce.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss.
Pierce gets this one running right.
And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1.
Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the top.